Welcome into this carrier update presented by Uptake. I'm Tony Mulvey, joined by Donny Gilbert. Donny, going to look at the reefer market. I know it's Tuesday, not Monday, but we see our volumes. I mean, that's expected.
Yes, I wanted to kind of bring this up just so people realize, hey, look, we use a 7-day rolling average. So yesterday was Labor Day, the holiday. So you see a big drop in our volumes. That's because we have a 0-day in there. On the average, it's going to bring it down quite a bit. Now, what's important is watch what happens over the next week in between this drop. If you see volumes down here going up or down after the 5th, well, pretend it's up here. And then it'd be volumes increasing or volumes decreasing until this 7-day average gets rolled through. So next Tuesday, we should see it a little bit different. Now, red line looks very aggressive. It's reefer rejection rates. They have increased about 1.5% over the last 3 or 4 days. So it looks more aggressive on the chart than it actually really is. But hey, it's still going in the right direction. It means that things in the markets are starting to move.
Yeah, and I think you would expect that given the holiday weekend, right? You'd expect capacity to tighten up. I mean, like you said, it's kind of that last holiday before your fourth quarter holidays, right? Your Thanksgivings, Christmas, and the like. So, I mean, seeing an upward move in rejection rates isn't necessarily a surprise. It's more of what's the reaction immediately after or in the next week?
I guess what would have been more concerning is if it didn't react at all. So we wanted a bigger reaction, but still, hey, things are starting to move around. Let's look at the next chart here, which is a map, and we'll actually see where things have started to kind of move around from last week. And with a number of different markets here, if we can bring this map up, with a number of different markets that are moving, you can tell that a lot of blue out here. So things are in the reefer market, some up, some down. They're getting to move around, which is going to help out carriers that are using in the spot market. The spot market's really tough when the numbers, when the rates are not moving, when they just flatten out. It gets really tough. So we see markets starting to move around here. On the West Coast, you got some Washington markets, Idaho, Salt Lake City there. Not as much concerned about those because those they need to pick up a lot more. Rates out of those markets are still extremely low. Now you get in here, Fort Worth, Dallas, into the Midwest here, you'll see some rates start picking up, but still probably the best markets to operate in are here in the Midwest, Chicago, Indianapolis. At the South here, we got Atlanta kind of turning a little bit red, going down, but still, still healthy markets. If we pop over and look at the head haul index, you'll see, Southern California, still a bit overbooked there in the produce markets. That'll stay that way. Fort Worth, also still showing overbooked, but you got Dallas right beside it that's underbooked. So those will kind of mesh together and kind of help balance each other out. Atlanta shows overbooked, but you got a lot of markets around it. So that'll probably help balance out the Atlanta market. But when we come back here, Tony, we're going to look at the Fort Worth market, the Atlanta market, Indianapolis, Kansas City, and kind of see, how the changes in these markets are affecting rates.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for this update, Donny. We'll be sure to check in with you in the second hour. Right now, we'll toss it over to Christian Thomas with the looks at the social roundabout.